Hello everybody, welcome to this course on IS2QB Foundation Level Examination. This is a video on the static testing. This is a chapter 3. One sec. Yeah, yeah. So this is a part, chapter 3. And coming to this chapter, so this is a completely on K1 level, and it's very easy to score in this chapter. So we have 3 marks in this examination. So this 3 marks can be easily gettable because all are K1 level. All right. And yeah, so let's see, and it will be very direct. So K1 is, right, so it will be very direct. So in this video we are going to cover these 3 topics. One is static testing basics, work products that can be examined by static testing, benefits of static testing. So each and every topic in this chapter is very important, because if you are good enough to understand, so that you can easily get these 3 marks. Let's start with static testing. So very easy and simple. So static testing is testing relies on the manual examination of the work products or the tool driven evaluation of the code or other work products. So very simple. If you are given a document and you are reviewing the document, for example your requirement document, or it may be the test cases, or the test spec, that is again requirement document, or the use cases again related to test cases, or test scenarios, or that is prior to test case writing. So whatever it is, or even scripts. All right, so whatever it is, so you are just reviewing, you are just viewing in your manual, your naked eye. That is one way. Or it may be the tool driven for the codes. There is a code, and codes, most of the codes can't be tested, by the naked eye. So for this there is so many tools are available for just for reviewing. It's not kind of a execution and all right, that is what tool driven evaluation of code. So this is also being a these are the two things that can be relies on the static testing. And static testing assess the codes or other work product being tested without executing. Yeah, that's what. So this is an important terminology. Without executing the code, or without executing the software, or without executing the work product, you are evaluating, or you are reviewing, you are testing the test product, is called static testing. All right. Work products can be examined. So here we have seen what is static testing, and what are all the products that can be comes under static testing. And so this is very important. Only these 9. It's very easy to remember. Let's start with one by one. So epics, or user stories, or acceptance criteria. So these are all document, purely a document. All right. So epic also, it's like stories only, and user stories also, the stories has been given time to time. And acceptance criteria, so it's completely a documented, so you can easily review. Architecture and design specification, so there may be architecture, say for example AutoSAR architecture, or there may be other flowcharts kind of architecture, or any architecture or a design. All right, so again flowcharts comes into the picture. So this is a kind of a next level of the documentation. So whatever the document we have, our developers used to develop some architecture or the design to proceed further. That is before the code. So that is a one thing. All right, it's a kind of a design. You can remember it is a design. Then after design, obviously code comes into picture. See, code, you can also do a tool driven analysis, tool driven no, test case review without executing a code. So that is comes under the code. You can review the code also, that is you can do static testing to the code without execution. Then testware, including test plans, test cases, procedures, and automated test scripts. Yeah, this is what the thing in the previous slide also I have discussed, right? So test plans, maybe the what are the tools can be accommodate to test these particular softwares, and what are the test environment, everything can be checked. And testware also, again the planning of the test products. Then test cases, that also, right? So even before releasing the software, only by understanding the requirement, the test cases can be written. So that also can be reviewed without executing it. In test procedure, so again same like test cases. And automated test scripts, again for test scripts also, you doesn't require a software. All right, for writing a test script, for reviewing the test scripts, you doesn't need a software. So you can just manually can review it. Then user guides. So there may be the guides like standards or some legal contracts or some standards as per the country on, and so on. Then web pages. So again, there may be the pages that are external sources that you want to review, that also can be reviewed, whether it is secured or not, whether it is compatible or not, that also can be reviewed. So again, contracts, project plans, schedules, and budget planning, everything can be reviewed. Configuration setup and infrastructure setup. So this is comes under the again, if it is a tool based, what are the configuration can be accommodated. If it is a hardware based, what are the infrastructure can be set up. So everything can be uh, do a static testing, I mean done by a static testing. Then finally models. So models such as activity diagram, which can be based on the model based testing. So your basic no example is model MATLAB simulating. So for that you don't want to simulate it, you don't want to execute it. You can just do a static testing by Simulink itself. So these are all the work products can be examined by static testing. Only these nine. So you should remember. All right. Yeah. So this is not the other work products, just on a kind of a summary. So reviews can be applied to any work product that participants know how to read and understand. So this is very important. So who are the participants? They have to be they should aware. For example, if you are a if you are a system tester and you are going to review the flowchart or the Simulink model that you are not aware. If you are integration tester, or if you're being a system tester, if you have a knowledge on this, you can go ahead. If not, then you should not. All right, so that is what the participants knows how to read and understand. If not, what will happen is the simple thing also you may get doubts, and you will raise unnecessary question that will spoil the time. All right. Static analysis can be applied efficiently to any work product with a formal structure for which an appropriate static analysis tool exists. So again, few things have tool you can use that to save the time, and you can to do analysis efficiently. As I said, whenever you're reading these stuff, you should think yourself as a manager, yourself as a the lead, so that you will easily understand. Because see, if you're a manager or if you're a lead, if you have some 10 participants, so how you would like to be the participants? So on a layman term, I can give you, you are a captain of the team, and you have 10 members in your team. How you expect the 10 members to be, whether they will be a good, very good players, or dull players? So definitely you'll expect them to be as a very good players, right? So like that, the participants should have a understand on or a knowledge about the product. That's what. And again, the tool that is already covered. Static analysis can even be applied with the tools that evaluate work products written on natural. See, this is a very important point, as we are dealing with many clients. If you are German, if you are Swedish, if you are Chinese, Japanese, Korean, so whoever it may be. So what they'll do is, even few they used to give their requirements in their regional language. So that also needs to be evaluated, because when you're converting those stuff into the translating into the English language, the meanings, there'll be drastic changes can um, obtained in the meaning. So that those also you have to be careful. So this is a very important point. All right, so this may be in even your examination, these kind of things will be given. And if you are looking at the natural language or regional language, you may give the answer like, you may not consider this answer, but this is very important point. All right, so this one, the final slide, is benefits of static testing. Yeah, fine. So what are the benefits of the static test? That's it. So far whatever you understood. So right. So whatever you understood, you may have some points in your mind. So those are all the benefits that we are going to see. Very, we'll just have a walkthrough. Detecting and correcting defects more efficiently and prior to the dynamic test. Definitely, static test will be taken care before the dynamic test. So on a prior, if you are getting this, it will be a added benefit. Identifying defects which are not easily found dynamic testing. See, yeah, that is also important point. Say for example, if as I said, the last point in the previous slide, the natural language. So few stuff, then they come when they translate from the natural languages to the English, there may be some, they may give some different meaning. With a different meaning, the software may be developed. So whatever you do, whatever how many times you execute, you can't able to find defects in the software on a executions part. So for that, you have to get those, you have to catch those no defects on their static testing. So that is what they meant this point. Identifying which are not easily found by dynamic testing. Preventing defects in design or coding by uncovering inconsistencies, ambiguities, contradictions, omissions, inaccuracies, and redundancies in the requirement. So everything can be mm, taken care in this static testing. Increasing development productivity due to improved design and more maintainable code. Yeah, this is also a benefit. So reducing development cost and time, reducing testing cost and time, because if in the requirement, in the document time only, if you find some defect, then developers will not develop the particular stuff, testers will not test the particular stuff, so this part is completely eradicated in this part only. So that is a very important point. All right, so every point you have to understand why, because again in this they'll give three and one, they'll give some odd statement, so you have to pick the odd one if they ask for the odd one, or they'll give only one from this and they'll give three from others. So you have to pick one. If they are asking for, pick the one from the benefits of static testing. So you have to understand everything. Reducing total cost of the quality over the software lifetime due to fewer failures later in the cycle, or after delivery into operations is not actually a possible, but they have given a theoretically 100% is possible. All right, but practically not. So that's what they mentioned is, if you completely, if you test this the document, that is a static testing has been done, then they are expecting it may be a fewer failure in the later cycle, or there may be no failure. That's what they are, I mean, after delivery there will be very fewer. That's what they are expecting. I mean, they are trying to deliver you. Improving communication between the team members in the course of participants in. So again, there is a communication. Say for example, if you are if the team of 20, 10 or developers, 10 or testers, maybe they may not have proper interaction with them, but because of these kind of reviews, they will be participating, they'll have more interaction, so obviously the rapport will be built. So it will be very good to get a software on time, because it will be, the things will be faster, right? And when applied early in the software development lifecycle, static testing enables early detection. So again, same before. So this point same. We have the first point, same they try to give. Again, in a different summary. Defects found early are often much cheaper to remove than defects found later in the cycle. So very important point. Have seen this statement in many question papers, in many mock question papers. Okay, so defect found early are often much cheaper to remove than the found the later. So this is so they'll ask like which one is correct in terms of the static testing, or like that they'll ask, and this point they'll give. So actually this is true. Again, I said, if you find some issues in this paper, in this document, so it will save enormous time to the developers as well as the testers. That's what they mention here. It's a cheaper to remove the defects than it's found in the later cycle, especially compared to the defects found after the software is deployed and in active use. Yeah, using static testing techniques is a cheaper for the, or again same thing. Okay, so that's all about this video, and the next video will have the remaining stuff. If you have any queries, please feel free to connect with us. We'll try to resolve then and there, and we'll get back to you in the next video with another content. Until then, bye, take care.